streets ain't talking about you, man. If I can't spin a block and find out about you, man, the people ain't about you, man.
It's your boy A Butta, and I'm back with another episode of that Streets First podcast. You already know how your boy do. I stay bringing them out, man. This time we're in Harlem. I'm 45th, Tri-State Classic. You know what I'm saying? I had to come and get one of the legends. You dig? LaSalle Academy, don't get it twisted. McDonald's All-American, don't get it twisted. Got drafted to the Wizards. Yeah, y'all see it, I'm wearing this jersey. You heard? Shammgod Wells is in the building. Crossover to the God. You see my guy? What's goody, God body?
Man, just chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to enjoy life. Just stay blessed up, man. Just working, man. You know, for me, just working every day, man.
That's what it's about. That's
it,
what it's
man.
about. Hey, God, first thing first, I want to ask you, right? Tell the people what this park right here, if anything, mean to you. Because I used to grow up watching you coming from Harlem. I used to walk in the neighborhood all the time. And the one thing I used to see all the time was you out here at nighttime. It didn't even matter if the lights was out. You still was in this park working out.
Yeah.
Tell me what this park right here mean to you being from Harlem.
I mean, this park mean everything to me, you know what I'm saying? Growing up in Harlem, you know, and things like that. When I first moved up here, you know, everybody used to play basketball. I used to watch my man Mike, Charlie, Red, Sean Arnold, Jerry McCullough, you know, people that was way before me. You know, I used to go up to 55th, watch Mike Boogie, Future, you know, names like that people probably don't know, but like shaped me, you know, because back then it wasn't no like NBA coming on every day. Like NBA used to come on like once a week.
That's right.
So I never watched NBA that much. I always watched street ball, like 55th, be in the trees, hanging on the gate as a little kid, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I just always wanted to play basketball. You know, it was either sell drugs or play basketball. I knew I wasn't gonna sell drugs, so the best thing to do was to play basketball. Then when I got like in 6th grade, I met Tiny Archibald. He was my coach.
Shout out
at
to Tiny
175.
Archibald.
You know, for people that don't know, you know, Tiny Archibald, the only player that led the NBA in scoring and assists. You know, top 50, you know, NBA legend. And then like back then I couldn't really dribble, and he was just like, if you learn how to dribble, you always gonna be worth a team. The team always gonna need you.
Wow.
So I just took that to heart, and it was like, I have like an obsessed personality. So like if I like something, I just always do it. Then once I start dribbling, it's like I never put the ball down after that. I used to come here every night. This is the only park. It was like, I lived on 142nd Street, so it's close to the house.
Shout out to 42nd Street.
Yeah, all day, 42nd.
Crime
definitely
Square.
made me. So I used to always come here every day, rain, sleet, snow, just be dribbling. Even when my friends thought I was crazy because they was going to parties and stuff, I'll be in here dribbling and things like that. And it's so funny because like, now that I look back, and when I first started, I couldn't dribble, and now that's what I'm known for the most, like my whole career. So it's like, yeah, so it's like, so that's like the craziest thing for me. So, but you know, I just been blessed in my whole journey of basketball, you know, and things like that.
Now, one of the things that, you know, I throw the listeners off with, could you explain to them the origin of your name?
Yeah,
Shammgod?
so what happened is like, when I was young, I was born in Brooklyn, so when I first moved to Manhattan, my pops had got locked up, and me and my pops didn't have the best relationship when I grew up. So as me growing up, you know, his name is God Shammgod. You know, my birth name is God Shammgod. But when I got in high school, like, it felt, when I was like in junior high school to high school, it felt weird that people called me God. So, and then at the time, me and my father, we really didn't get that much along. So, because he was gone a lot. It wasn't that we didn't get along, he was just gone. So I just thought it was easier always to just say Shammgod Wells. Because when you were in school, it's just like using Speedy Claxton. His name is not Speedy, but through high school, that's how everybody knew him as. So I used to always write Shammgod Wells. So even when I got to Providence, I would have still used Shammgod Wells, but when I got to college, they was like I had to use my birth name or I had to change my name to Shammgod Wells.
I see.
So what happened was once I showed them my birth name, then everybody got confused and thought I changed my Shammgod Wells to God Shammgod, but it was just me using my birth name. And then, you know, that's why to this day I always have people, I still say Shammgod.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like...
I call you God Body.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, so it was like more of, you know, when I got in college, everybody's like, oh, he's think he all that, he's this and that, he's trying to name himself God and all this. You know, and then as me growing up, what people don't understand is, like, Shammgod was good because it became good because I became good in basketball. So then it just synchronized each other. You know, as when I didn't know how to play basketball, everybody's like, God, that's weird, this and that. So then I just said Shammgod Wells. But then when I got in college, everybody's like, oh, because of the way I dribble, stuff like that, they're like, oh, that's a dope name, especially the way you play. So this and that. So you know, so like from birth, it was like I was destined to play basketball, to do something in basketball because, you know what I'm saying? It's like I couldn't see myself being named nothing else right now. And you know, even though I dribble so good and stuff like this, the big reason why people do know me too is because of my name.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like not saying if my name was Mike, I still wouldn't be recognized the way I'm recognized. But it's a fact that being named Shammgod, it just stands out. And then the basketball, they go hand in hand. So now it's hard to just separate the two. You know what I'm saying? Like Shammgod would be it'd be around longer than I'm alive.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
And it's like, one thing you saying, that's the truth.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, so it became almost like, you know, anonymous, like, you know, like Kobe, like if you say Kobe, somebody, they know what Kobe, you don't gotta say Kobe Bryant. If you say Jordan, you don't gotta say Michael Jordan. So if you say Shammgod, you don't have to say, oh, this and that. They're like, oh, Shammgod, that play ball.
Facts.
Or something like that. So it kind of, so it was like
it's a brand, like Pepsi.
Yeah, so it was like a blessing all in itself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people, you know, I want people to realize.
Let me ask you, right? Let's talk a little bit about high school. You know, you went to LaSalle. You know what I'm saying? Like, speak a little bit on your history of high school.
So like when I went to LaSalle, what people don't understand, when I went to LaSalle, when I was a freshman, I wasn't even like top 100 in the city.
Was it any other like school, excuse the noise, but was it like any other school that you was gonna go to before you chose LaSalle?
Yeah, before I went to LaSalle, I was gonna go to Talentine.
Wow, like, I've been hearing a lot about this Talentine school.
Like it was like Talentine was already locked in. Like I was gonna go to Talentine because Talentine had the best players in the country. You know what I'm saying? They was the #1 team in the country. You know, they had my friends like Kareem Reed. Shout out to Kareem Reed.
Word, Reed.
You know what I'm saying? Kerry Goat. You know what I'm saying?
Kerry Thompson. Shout out to Kerry.
You know, my man Kojo. You know what I'm saying? So they was like the best team in the city. And the only reason why I didn't go to Talentine is because the year before I was about to go, they closed down.
Oh.
So they closed down. All their players went to different schools. That's how Kareem wound up in St. Ray's. Steve McDowell wound up in St. Ray's.
Shout out to Steve McDowell. That was my guy.
Yeah. So then I went to LaSalle. But when I went to LaSalle, I was known for playing street ball, stuff like that. So I wasn't even ranked. Like I didn't know nothing about street and Smith, hoop, scoop. I didn't care about rankings and stuff like that because rankings wasn't as big as it is now. So then once I got to LaSalle, once I got to LaSalle, I told my coach. He asked me, you know, what was my goals, and I was like, well, I was like, once my goals, I was like, I was like, by the time I end LaSalle, I want to be high school All-American, you know what I'm saying? And everybody thought I was like crazy, because they're like, how you want to be high school All-American? You're not even top 100 in New York.
Wow.
You know, and being a high school All-American, you know, it's the top 22 best basketball players in the country. You know what I'm saying? So once that happened, you know, every day my coach was like, well, if you meet me every morning, we'll work out every day.
Who was your coach at
Bill
that time?
Aber.
Okay,
you know
shout out to Bill Aber.
Yeah, shout out to Bill Aber. So it was like, you know, Bill Aber was more like a father figure than just a coach. Wow. So then after that, every day I worked out every morning, and he the one that like brought the hunger out of me, like the determination. So like every day I work out before class, then I'll practice, then I'll work out after school, then I'll come to 45th at night and work out.
I used to see you walking around
like
with
that.
the big medicine ball,
so
man. People at the time didn't know what this was about.
The weight vest, the strength
all
shoes,
of that.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what people don't understand, because like when I was young, like when I first moved up here, you know, like Cam was nice. You know, shout out to Cameron. Cameron was nice. Mace was nice.
Shout out to
Murder. God bless the dead. Ali Mo, Black Widow.
Rest in peace, Ali Mo.
You know what I'm saying? Like this kid named Marquis Pilgrim. You know what I'm saying? Like these kids was like the best kids I ever seen, like in my life. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Cam, God bless the dead, Andre Hudson. You know, so they always playing ball before I even came up here.
Okay.
So then once I started hanging with them all the time, that's all they did was play basketball. Just before the rap, before stuff like that. You know, Kareem Reed was like one of the best kids out, you know what I'm saying? So it just breed my hunger. Then I go to 55th, and I see like Malloy, Mike Boogie, Master Rob, and these dudes is like superheroes to me.
Word.
Like these dudes ain't
Up there, they have
these
some
dudes
names.
is better than Isaiah Thomas, Magic, and all them. Like I ain't care about them. I'm like, yeah, I gotta go see Malloy and them, Master Rob and them. So that just brung my. I used to think like going to Catholic school. I used to be like, this person, they're not really that good. They just got, they just got the politics stuff like that. You know, I ain't never seen them play street ball.
I
so
see what you said.
I ain't care about all that stuff. But then once I got to Catholic school and it just, and I combined it both like streets and instructional basketball, then everything just took off more and stuff like that. And then I always had flair because of street ball. So like, as from the 9th grade, got better, 10th grade, got better. Then like the 11th grade, that summer, I just went to 5-star, ABCD. That's where
all
I met
the top camps.
Yeah, so that's where I met Kobe at. Kobe just came here from overseas and stuff like that. And me and Kobe was on the same team. And the funny thing is, like, when I first met Kobe, we was like, it's like, man, who does the guy think he's all that? Like, this dude walking like Jordan, think he's Jordan. Like when you're young, you can be cruel because you're like, man, this dude, he's terrible. He just think he's Jordan.
Facts.
Like he's sweating Jordan. So like, ain't nobody understand. And then like his father was like, yo, the only thing my son don't know how to do is dribble. So he was like, can you teach my son how to dribble? And I was like, well, I get up every morning at 8 o'clock to go to ABCD. I was like, to work out. And I was like, I'll see if he really want to work. So then he was like, can you do some stuff with him in the morning? I was like, yeah. I was like, but I'm gonna get up at 6 o'clock. Because I really didn't want him to show up. So I was just like 6 o'clock. So then I got up, he showed up. So every morning before camp, we used to do dribbling stuff.
Wow. Y'all hearing this first on Streets First, baby.
So it's like, it's crazy because, I never tell people this story. So, and the only reason why I'm talking about it now, because like last year before Kobe retired, in the Boston Journal, they asked him about dribbling, and he was like, oh yeah, God Shammgod showed me how to dribble.
Wow,
you know what I'm saying?
Huge.
So then it just took off. So then that's when everybody started asking me to work them out, stuff like that, and things like that. So like, how many people Kobe worked with from 18 to where he's at now? So for him to still say, I'm the one that taught him how to dribble, what I'm saying? Huge. It's just like, it's like big. It just speaks volume, of my impact on what he does, what I'm saying? Because you arguably talking about, top 2 greatest players in the world, what I'm saying?
Can't take that.
And to this day, me and Kobe is mad close and things like that. I just was with him this summer, like a month ago doing some stuff, what I'm saying, with one of our players, what I'm saying? So it's like, then like after that, like Jamal Crawford and them, they bring me to Seattle and stuff. So that's how I started working with Isaiah Thomas, Etti, what I'm saying, things like that. So like when people hear people say, oh, I work with Sham, like it's not no fluke, like I just been blessed to be around the right people so much.
People, that's right.
And touch people. What people don't understand, and Isaiah said this on Twitter, what people don't understand, when Isaiah got drafted 60, I worked with him like the next day. Wow. And we worked out. And I was like, yo, just do this, I'm telling you. You're gonna start for an NBA team. And he was like, nah. He was like, nah, what I'm saying? I might go overseas, this and that. And I was like, nah, you tripping. I was like, I'm telling you. I was like, just do all this stuff, what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this because of me, where he at. I'm just saying like,
implement.
I was the first person to tell him, and he was like, nah, trust me, this and that. And I was like, trust me, Jimmy Fredette can't play the point. And when people don't understand, Jimmy Fredette got drafted 7 to Sacramento. Isaiah got drafted 60. Wow. And everybody was like, oh, Jimmy Fredette is the next, white chocolate, this and that. And I'm like, he cannot play the point guard. It's impossible. So I was like, you keep doing this, by February, you'll be starting. By February, he was starting.
That's true.
And now he's never looked back. And now, like, that's why me and him is so close. Like, I just always been around people where like when they're on the cusp of making it, I could tell them like, yo, this is not, because I study film so much. That's how I learned how to dribble.
The game.
Yeah, so if I watch a person play, the way they move and stuff like that, I could honestly tell them like, I think this will work, that won't work, this stuff like that. So it's almost like I was born to do what I'm doing right now, and we'll get to that part later on when you ask questions or whatever. But yeah, so it's almost like I was destined to be doing what I'm doing right now.
Now, just say you was in your 11th grade, now you're in your 12th grade, you're McDonald's All-American.
Yeah.
Like, just out of curiosity, what made you choose Providence? Because I'm quite sure you had other schools, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
you
what
was on the
happened
cover of that Sports Illustrated player.
Yeah, so what happened is, what people don't understand is like, the coach that coached at Talentine, Bobby Gonzalez, he coached at Providence.
Okay.
And what a lot of people don't understand is when I was in the 10th grade, and this is another first, I've never told the story. When I was in the 10th grade.
Exclusive.
When I was in 10th grade, I was going to LaSalle one morning, and I forgot my train pass, and I hopped the train, and I got arrested.
Wow.
And I didn't want to call my moms. I didn't want to call my family. So I had the coach at Talentine gave me his card. So I had it in my pants. You know, when you're young, when you go to Catholic school, when you're young, you really don't wash your clothes and all that. So you just take the pants off, put them in the locker room, and change them every day. Just put them back on. So that morning, I digged in my pocket. The only number I had was his number.
Wow.
So I called him. He came and got me from the precinct. So me and him was tight. Like ever since then, like
you and the coach from Talentine?
Yeah, coach from Talentine.
Okay.
So I was like, yo. So then that year when I turned All-American, he just got the job at Providence, assistant coach job. So since he was recruiting me at Talentine in the 8th grade, I'm in 11th grade going to the 12th, because I signed a year early. I didn't wait till the 12th. So he was like, yo, I'm going to Providence. I'm gonna bring you. And I'm big on loyalty, so I was like, okay, cool. I was like, you go to Providence, I'm coming. Like, I ain't take no official visit, nothing. I was like, yo, you go to Providence, I'm coming. I don't care who the head coach, I'm coming. Because he looked out for me. So I went there, now not knowing I was gonna make McDonald's All-American. So that year I made McDonald's All-American. Now, Syracuse, Michigan,
I was about to say.
all these people, they on me. You know what I'm saying? And then what happened was, it was me and Stephon Marbury. We grew up, we was like so tight, but we was like, Stephon Marbury was the #1 point guard in the country. I was the #3 point guard in the country. Chauncey Billups was #2 point guard in the country. Shout out to Chauncey, that's one of my best friends. Even to this day, him and Tyrone Lue. And Wayne Turner, that went to Kentucky, he was #4 point guard in the country. So
top name.
Yeah, so this is like the first year they took the same player from the same state.
Wow.
So if people don't know, like me and Steph, the first person to ever do that, like to take the same position from the same state. So
New York City point guards.
Two New York City point guards. So right after that, you know, all the schools, me and Steph was loving Georgia Tech because of Kenny Anderson, of course. Like Kenny Anderson was like a god to us.
Kenny A.
Yeah, shout out to Kenny Anderson.
Word.
Kenny Anderson was like a god. Like we wanted to look like Kenny Anderson. We got the same haircut as Kenny Anderson. Like we just worship Kenny Anderson. You know what I'm saying? And he was from New York.
Facts.
So you know what I'm saying? So we did all that stuff. Then after that, we went into so after that, every school I wanted to go to, Steph wanted to go to. So like any other schools, like Bobby Crimmins came, and at first I was thinking about going to Georgia Tech instead of Providence. Like even though, but Bobby Crimmins was like, but it was Providence and it was Syracuse, Georgia Tech, and Providence. Syracuse because of Pearl Washington, God bless the dead, another New York legend, love him. You know what I'm saying? And I was gonna go there, and I went to Syracuse for a visit, and they was like, yeah, we'll take you, but we still gonna take Steph if you wanna come.
What?
So I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm like, you know, me and Steph played at Gauchos together.
I heard.
So it was cool, but I was like, not for college. Like, you know, AAU is one thing, but college is another thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, man, I'm going to Providence because no matter what happened, at Providence, I'm gonna play 40 minutes no matter what happens. Like, it's gonna be my school as a freshman. So, you know, of course, you know, I committed to Providence right before Providence played McDonald's All-American game. So for people that don't remember, like, man, my McDonald's All-American game is probably like the second best McDonald's All-American class ever in the history of McDonald's All-American class. Like, it's me, Kevin Garnett, Vince Carter, Paul Pierce, Ron Mercer, Antoine Jameson, Chauncey Billups, Stephon Marbury, Wayne Turner, Randall Jackson, God bless the dead, Robert Trailer. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of us got drafted. 19 out of 22 people got drafted before their sophomore year of college to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? 6 out of the people are gonna be Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and all of us is close to this day. So what people don't understand about that class was, we was so tight that even all of us, we made a pact, like whoever Kevin Garnett signed with, we gonna sign with as an agency.
Wow.
So if people don't understand, like, when everybody that got drafted, everybody signed with Eric Fleischer at the time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Cause Kevin Garnett signed with them.
Yeah, y'all hear it, streets first.
So like these is all like exclusive stuff, like, you know, so then of course I go to Providence, you know, freshman year do good, stuff like that. And then sophomore year was like coming out party, we go to Elite 8. You know, we play against Mike Bibby, Miles Simon, he with the Lakers now. Woo. Michael Dickinson, that was in the NBA. Jason Terry was coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, and that's when like everything, the whole thing in Shammgod took off. You know, then like in the middle of the year, we played the tournament. And I came down and I threw it out by accident and I made a mistake. And because I watch film so much about dribbling and stuff, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm like, it was a mistake, but I'm like, this move could work. I'm like, if I just practice it. Shout out to my man Corey Wright from Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Every day, me and him in practice, I used to practice that move. Practice.
To him. Wow.
Throw the ball out. And then like in the game, I did it, the first time I ever did it was against Rutgers, against a guy named Jeff Billette. That's probably the best time I ever did it in my life. That people don't even know. People don't even know because it was in the Big East tournament. I threw it out, and that was like the first time doing it, so I threw it out extra hard. So I had to run extra hard, and when I brung it back, like he just ran and fell into our bench in the Big East tournament. And to this day, I ask the Big East every day to try to get that film, because like even the one against Arizona was crazy, but that one was like the craziest one I ever did. So then of course against Arizona, I come out, you know, but people don't understand the night before, because you know in the NCAA tournament you always get on the podium, you talk. So Mike Bibby was on the podium and he was like, at this year Jacques Vaughn was like the #1 point guard in college. So they upsetted Kansas. It was Jacques Vaughn, Paul Pierce. Arizona upsetted them. So at the podium,
you know, I was about to get into this story. I wanted to ask you about this Mike Bibby thing, but go ahead, keep going. You're going right into it.
Yeah. So then we got to the podium, and Mike Bibby was like, "Oh, we just beat Kansas, and you know Jacques Vaughn's #1 point guard in the country. You know Shammgod is good, but I ain't even worrying about that. This, and that." So I was like, so right after that, we got to the podium. So they was asking me about the comments, and I was like, yo, listen, man. I was like, you know, I'm from New York. I was like, can't nobody in the tournament guard me. I'm not worrying about that. I'm not worrying about his comments, because nobody in the tournament can stay in front of me or whatever. So at this point, what people don't understand, like Jason Terry was the 6th man. He didn't even start.
Okay.
But he was like the defensive specialist, like coming off the bench. So when we first started the game, they was like, so the first minute of the game, you know, I hear them yelling, Mike Bibby and them yelling, because of course I'm not known for shooting, so they Mike Bibby and them like, let him shoot. So the first play, I come up, I hit the first 3, then I hit the second 3, and I'm like,
he was ready.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all in for a long night. I'm hitting the jumper. I was like, I'm hitting the jumper, y'all in for a long night. So y'all gonna have to, I was like, y'all better switch this thing up. So then I came down, hit another jump. So I hit like 3 threes in a row to open the game up. So now it's just like, so now my confidence is like
on a whole nother level.
So then they're like, switch. Because now at this point, I'm like, destroying Mike Bibby, and I'm like so then they try to put Michael Dickinson on me, because Michael Dickinson is like 6'4", he bigger. But they understand, he bigger, but I'm like, he bigger, but he can't move.
Slow.
Yeah, so like, what people understand, if you watch, even the thing that's on YouTube, if you watch the highlights, the first play of the game, Mike Bibby is guarding me at the top of the key. I go to do it, and I kind of mess up. So I just do it, and I slow up, and I just shoot the 3. So the 3 go in. So then the second game, they worrying about me driving, so Michael Dickinson is on me, and I see them, they like trying to force me. They trying to force me to one side of the court, because the big man is right there. So so it's like on the right wing, and they're trying to, like their job is, if people don't know about defense, it's called blue. So if you ever watch an NBA game, if you see Chris Paul, anybody get to the side of Kyrie,
Break it down to him.
you'll see the guard jump to the high side.
Oh.
So the high side is to force him baseline because the big man is right there. So you're really forcing him into the help.
That's right.
So what I try to tell people is the best way to do the move is when they force you, they're forcing you to the baseline. So it's already set up for the move to go this way, for you to throw the ball this way. And if you throw the ball and you run, they're gonna run with you because they're already forcing you to go baseline.
Which is another defender.
So they're already jumping this way automatically. So once I get to our sideline, I hear him say blue, blue, blue. So as he's saying blue, and soon in the middle of him say blue, I throw the ball. So he already think I'm running towards the baseline. So of course all his energy is just running to the baseline already.
Put the foot
so
there.
then once I run out and put the foot and I just snatch it back, his momentum and my momentum is just pushing him this way. So that's why I looked at more crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I try to tell people. So that's why when people be like, because I see the thing on YouTube and they're like, oh, a guy from overseas was doing this a long time ago.
Not the way you was doing it,
and
though.
What I try to tell people is, if you look at the move, it's totally different from the move that they're showing. Even when kids do it now, like most kids now still do it wrong. Because if you watch kids do it, I mean, it's still effective, but I'm saying when you watch kids do it,
Westbrook's was it. Russell Westbrook, the MVPs was it.
So what people don't understand is, if you watch people do it, they throw it underhand.
And then you do it.
If you watch me do it, I always throw it overhand.
That's right.
So that's why when people are like, oh, this person, I'm like, yo, it's a totally different move. Because the problem is, if you throw it underhand, the only thing you can do is take one step and pull back. If you throw it overhand, you can run as fast as you can and pull it back. Because overhand, if you do it overhand at the right moment, people would think you lost the ball. If you throw it like this, it automatically looks like you're going into the move because you're going like this and then you're going like that. Gotcha. But if you come down and you go like this, now you're running full speed and now you're pulling it back. And what people don't understand is, if you throw it like this, and that's what people don't understand because I never got to show it, there's so many other ways to do it. So that's why when you see like Chris Paul throw it out and he go like this and bring it back, I showed them that. I showed them that version. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just showed Jamal Crawford this year another version. You know what I'm saying? But I just never got to do the other versions because I left college to go to NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because like, what people don't understand, the best version in the world to do now, because everybody know it, to come down, throw it out, and just keep going.
That's right. I see what
and
you're
don't
saying.
pull it back.
I see what you're saying.
Because now people wait for you to pull it back. So now if you throw it and run, only thing they're gonna do is run and stop for you to pull it back, and then you just keep going. And you're gonna shake them the same way because they're gonna be left standing still. You know what I'm saying? Or you run, throw it, instead of pulling it back, drop it back between your legs. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of versions. Or on the fast break, you act like you're gonna throw the ball behind your back and just run full speed and throw it back between your legs and lay it up. You know what I'm saying?
Too many spiffy ways on it.
Yeah, it's so many versions that people haven't seen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
now,
so that's why I laugh when people be like, oh, he enhanced the Shammgod. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I've been like, this is baby stuff. Or like when, you know, like you see Weber, you see them, they saying like, who got the best handles in the NBA? And then, you know, they rank me, they got me ranked, and they're like, and then you hear Weber say, oh, well, I rank him too because Jason Williams was using wrist weights. I showed them that. I was using wrist weights in 6th grade.
Facts.
Before all that. Like, anybody that know me know when I was in LaSalle using wrist weights. Like those gimmicks, like I started that. But what people don't understand is when you get in the NBA, at the time, they didn't want to see that from us.
From us.
Because they made it like street. Everything you did was street. But that's why I give big shout outs to White Chocolate, because then he made streets cool.
Gotcha.
For the NBA.
I see that.
Because that's what people don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Not that it's nothing against.
They look at us, same thing Floyd was just saying though, man. Floyd was saying that when you talk like that, man.
Not that it's nothing against the NBA, but that's how they put you in the box. Like when you come from, you know what I'm saying?
When you come from that society, you shouldn't be coming there playing that way.
Like for instance, like people will see me right now, and you know, shout out to Ray for Austin, you know what I'm saying?
Skip the Malo,
like
shout out to him.
People really haven't seen Rafer play. Like what they saw in the NBA is totally different from what you see here.
Facts.
And if he played like what you see here in the NBA, he would be a totally different player. Like people will remember him as a totally different player. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you got to give shout out to people like Jason Williams for breaking the barrier. Because even like now, like people be like, oh, Shammgod, oh, street ball player, this and that. I have never played with anyone in my life.
At all.
There's nothing against anyone, but I've never played with anyone in my life. And that's why I tell people now, I'm like, so when you see Chris Paul, do you say Chris Paul's a street player? He played just like a street player.
Jamal Crawford
do you see Kyrie and say he's a street player?
Kyrie, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that's because Jason Williams done transferred that over. You know what I'm saying? But before that, every time you did something fancy, it was like, yo, he's a street ball player, or yeah, he play like this, he play like that. But now if you're in the NBA and you don't play like you from New York City, you're not good. Like James Harden, all them stuff that they're doing, Westbrook, all that stuff that they're doing, you know, I give them much shout out, but they ain't doing nothing but playing like New York players.
Facts.
If you look at the history of New York players, they rebound the ball, dribble the ball, pass the ball, shoot the ball, play defense. That's all they do. If you look at the NBA now, the same person rebound the ball, dribble the ball, pass the ball, shoot the ball, play defense.
Give us some of your transition, like street ball stories. Like I know you played street ball,
Yeah.
and I know it wasn't always your thing. But like, what were some of the tournaments and places that you like playing in? You know what I mean? Because everybody used to always come and watch you play all around.
Yeah. See, what people don't understand is like
Mr. Mosley, you know, shout out,
Yeah.
rest in peace to them. But you know, people like that, I want to hear some of them stories.
See, like what people don't understand is like I always grew up with people that was like street people, but they was business people.
Facts.
Like shout out to Mr. Mosley, God bless the dead. He was a street ball coach, but Mr. Mosley owned mostly every laundromat and buildings in Harlem. So I always was around people that had knowledge and stuff like that. So that's why like my transition was totally different from the average street person that plays street ball. Like my love for basketball was from street ball. But when I got like in the 10th grade, you know, like A Butta, know, like when I got in 10th grade, like I probably played like 3 street ball tournaments. From the rest of my high school career, I probably played like, and if I played street ball tournament, I probably played like 4 games out the whole summer.
Facts.
Like I've never played like, oh, the whole summer I'm just playing 55th.
Nope.
Or I'm doing this, I'm doing that, because what Jason Williams did, I was trying to do then. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew what type of box they put you in. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always try to like make sure I try to break barriers. Like even when A Butta start coming up, you know, even just trying to give knowledge back to people that's in the hood, that's street ball players but got mad potential, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but you still have to look at the big picture. Because at the end of the day, it's only gonna go but so far. Because that's just no disrespect to the world, that's just how the world's shaped up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you always gotta have something concrete. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up with playing Minnesink with Ron Carlos. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Mosley. I remember I used to play TIP, Tremont Improvement Program. I used to sell raffles on 145th Street Bridge. Like, I played with Gauchos like my last year of high school when I was All-American. Before that, I played in Boys of Yesteryear.
What about Stone Jim?
I played Stone
Jim. What's his name? Was always talking highly of you. Durham, Coach Durham.
Like Durham. Like Durham was like probably my first coach. You know, then shout out to like Kev Jackson for taking my game to the next level.
Or
you know
big shout out to Kev Jackson.
And you know, like Kev Jackson's still one of my closest mentors to this day.
Or
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what people don't understand is a lot of people in the neighborhood that could get you to the next level if people just listen. You know what I'm saying? And things like that.
Take the time.
And you gotta understand, like, God is gonna give you obstacles, and you gotta keep pushing through it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, even like here at Street First, you know what I'm saying? I'm super proud of A Butta and stuff what he's doing.
Appreciate that.
Because he didn't let the world just stop him from what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the same thing I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, would I want to be in the NBA for 20 years? Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? But what people don't understand is anything that happened to NBA from college NBA is on me, not on nobody else.
Give them a little bit of that. You know, being drafted, you know, to the Wizards.
Yeah,
give them a little bit
so
of what was that like for you?
It's like what people don't understand is like, and it really resonate for me this year by being on the other side, by being with Dallas, and can see the inside. Like, this is my first year, and we'll get back to the question A Butta asked. This is like my first year in the draft room, like helping people get drafted and hearing what people talking about.
Wow.
Like, if I knew what I knew now, there's no way I'd have came out of school as a sophomore. Like, when you're in the draft room, it's not even about basketball. It's about so much other stuff that kids don't understand, that if they knew, they wouldn't even go in the draft certain times. You know what I'm saying? So back to A Butta question, it's like,
He educating y'all on streets first.
It's like when you get to, like the NCAA tournament was like the best thing and the worst thing ever for me at the same time.
Wow.
And that's how things happen. Because like before the NCAA tournament, yeah, I played good in Providence. I was having a great career. But if I didn't do so well in the NCAA tournament, I'd have came back to school. And if I'd have came back to school, then I'd have been top 5 the next year in the draft. You know what I'm saying? That's what people don't understand. Like, the next year, Mike Bibby was the number 2 draft pick. You know what I'm saying?
The following year.
No disrespect to Mike Bibby. Love him, nice, great pro and all that. The year before that, I just destroyed him. So the year coming back, he was first team All-American. So I would have been first team All-American.
Facts.
Because he was the number 1 freshman guard, I was the number 1 sophomore point guard. So it would have been me and him, the 2 guards, the next year, if I'd have came back. Instead of me using the NCAA tournament as my coming out party, I used it as me catapulting to the NBA, when it should have been my coming out party. You know what I'm saying? And what people don't understand is, what people don't understand is, and I'm not even trying to be so deep, but what people don't understand is, when you push God plans forward, you always come up short.
Listen to me, educating y'all.
And what people don't understand is,
the next generation
needs
this, God.
What people don't understand is, that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? Because like, from birth, God had it set up for me. But I believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? Even from my name to the way I play to everything. So you gotta think, NCAA tournament, everybody talking about Shammgod this, Shammgod this, Shammgod this. That's when the move first started, everybody like the Shammgod. So now, if you close your eyes and take the picture I'm about to paint, this is how it ends. So if I go back to school, I just averaged 24 in the NCAA tournament. So if I come back to school, I'm first team All-American, no less than second team All-American. Now, everybody, it's kind of like, if y'all know about the little kid Isaiah Washington, the whole Jelly Fam thing, right? Okay. You see how the whole Jelly Fam is taking off. And that's why I try to talk to him about being smart and marketing. So now, to go back to me, if I let the summer go by, don't go in the draft. Now, coming into next year, what do everybody want to see? The Shammgod. I didn't say the Shammgod, this is what the kids call it. So now, every time I play, it's the Shammgod. So now, God willing, I average like 20. Because my sophomore year, I averaged 12. So now I come back, I average like 18 or 20. Now I'm first team Big East, player of the year of the Big East. But now, when I go into the season, I'm on the cover of the Big East magazine.
Facts.
As God Shammgod. Now, under the God Shammgod, what they talking about, the Shammgod crossover. Because that's what everybody talking about. So now, when Nike come in, Adidas come in, my marketing is already set up without me doing marketing.
I see what you're saying.
So now, during the whole year, the whole build-up, now if I go in the draft and I get drafted top 5, it's the Shammgod. Like, I got drafted 47, and still in that draft, the opening thing of the draft is, this is the night God might get drafted. Do you understand what I'm saying? I got drafted 47. Reebok gave me a deal for $500,000. I played 12 minutes. You understand? So this is being drafted 47. So if you get drafted 5, you know what I'm saying?
What you're saying.
Now, when the commercials and stuff come, everything is easy. For me, the way I play, now I go into an NBA team where I'm a household name, so the fans want me to start. So now I come into a team where I'm starting. So now I'm starting. Now commercials, anything goes. Heaven is a playground, God Shammgod, whatever, this and that. So now marketing, before I even play one NBA game, marketing is up to 20 mil.
Uh-oh.
You understand what I'm saying? But because I catapult everything forward, you fall short. You know what I'm saying? But because at the same time, and this is what kids gotta understand, by you being a good person to people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always a good person, always trying to help, always trying to give back. God just took my career into another path. Like, I'm more famous now than when I played. So now, if I come into the NBA at top 5, all that fame would have happened then.
see what you're saying.
Because now I got marketing deals. I haven't played in like 8 years. You know what I'm saying? And then my impact on the culture is so much. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's almost similar to where it's like, yeah, me and AI is totally different. But my impact on the culture is like his impact on the culture.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be a part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? When I'm gone, it's gonna be, somebody's gonna be, a 5-year-old kid now that don't even know me, don't even know I'm a real person, is telling his father, oh, I'm doing the Shammgod, Dad. And then his father's like, oh, you know that's the dude playing? It's like, no way. You know what I'm saying? I got kids coming up to me like, you know, they think it's my son that play. Like, they like, oh, no, that's his son. Yeah, you know, they like, oh, no, that's not him. Like, you know what I'm saying? This and that. So it's like, so that's what I try to teach, you know, try to teach people or talk to people. You know, even when me and A Brother first started, just try to talk to him about the future. And you just gotta find your niche, because if you do it the right way, it's always gonna be another blessing.
Well, but shit, I used to talk shit a different way. So
but you gotta learn. You gotta learn from the first blessing.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And now that's why I'm so like calculated with everything I do now, because I'm never gonna let a man speed my process up again. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened in college. Like, once I did good, you know, all the agents come in like, yo, I'm telling you, going to draft now, you hot. And instead of me saying, you know what, yeah, if I'm hot now, I'm gonna be hot next year. Because I know how hard I work.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, so like for me, it's just been a blessing to even be still a part of the culture.
Being that you brought that up, you know, your son, like, could you speak a little bit about your son, knowing that, you know, the things that I've been hearing highly about him, you know, and you passing stuff on like that to him? Like,
yeah, so it's like, with my son, like when people realize with my son is a version of me now at his age. So my son thinks like me now, not like me at 19, you know? So like my son, you know what I'm saying, he getting his master's degree, you know what I'm saying, he just graduated, you know, he's an all-time leading assists, all-time leading steals at Fairmont State, you know what I'm saying?
Legendary.
Now his coach just got this job at Youngstown University. His coach made him assistant coach at Youngstown University. Wow. So I can't be more proud of him, because like,
wow,
you know what I'm saying, he's gonna be a coach at 22. Wow. You know what I'm saying? By the time he get my age, he'll be coaching his own team. Or coaching his own team. And then, like, my son never, like, you know, fell to the pressures of being Shammgod's son. He's always been his own man. You know what I'm saying? He always grinded. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's been a blessing to me since the day he was born. You know what I'm saying? Like, people understand, like, I had my son when I was in 11th grade. You know what I'm saying? He went with me everywhere.
Fact.
So like, for my son to be doing the stuff that he's doing at the age he's doing it, I could never be as level-headed as he is at his age, or as proud as him I am now at his age. Because like, when I was his age, I was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was in the NBA, I was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just a blessing to see him every day. You know what I'm saying? And just see the way he worked.
One transition phase that I want to give the fans, you know, because I know you were a star over there, and I just want them to be able to hear, you know, what it's like playing overseas. Like, the things that you was doing over there, we were hearing about it, reading about a lot. Like, could you give us just a little bit of insight on, you know, the ins and outs and how it is over there, the lifestyle, you know, playing overseas?
So it's like when I went to
you touched a lot of different areas in life, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's good for the next generation to hear this coming from you.
You know, like I was saying in the beginning of the interview, like, I don't know how God mapped it out or whatever, but I've always been blessed to do the stuff first. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I got released from the Wizards, I went overseas. I went to Poland first, got MVP, liked it. Then I went to China. I hit China up. And then I was in China for like 7-8 years. You know, I destroyed China, got MVP twice. Got MVP once with Yao Ming. The year I got MVP with Yao Ming, I was the leading scorer, leading assists, leading steals. And what people don't understand is, you know what I'm saying? What people don't understand is, and this is my guy, he probably won't try to admit it, but like I try to tell people, I don't know how I'm always blessed to see stuff first. You see the foresight first, like I said, like the thing with Kobe, the thing with Isaiah Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Even like Dennis Smith Jr. that we drafted this year.
Dennis Smith, yo, that kid is tough.
Like people don't understand. Like people don't understand with Dennis Smith Jr. Like I had Dennis Smith Jr. in the 9th grade, and was doing stuff with him, and told Dennis Smith Jr. like, yo, you gonna be, and that's why he give me so much shout out, because he's like, it's a blessing for me to be together, because I told him in the 9th grade, doing stuff with him, working with him, doing stuff with him, saying how great he was gonna be, and now he's with us, so it's a blessing.
That kid is tough, boy.
But to go back to the story, like people understand all the stuff. Like I was the highest paid player in China, period. You know what I'm saying? I got five. I got 5.
Yo, you ain't gotta tell him those numbers, but those, that's, listen to him.
I got 500,000 for 12 months. So it was like 6 months. I wasn't even over there. I was here, and they still was paying me.
Jeez.
So what people don't understand is, I was in LA one time, and I was in LA. So everybody know how close. Everybody know how me and Steph grew up together. I was in LA. I see Steph in LA, and he was talking about France and all this other stuff. And he was like, yo, how's China? And I was like, yo, I'm telling you. I was like, if it was me, bro, I'm telling you, I'll go to China and play. I'm telling you. I'm like, 'cause China, they love you, and you can market it. I was like, the thing about France and Italy is they have their own Stephon Marbury, their own Iversons. You know, it's just like when Brandon Jennings was over there, he wasn't really playing, because they had Rubio.
I see what you're saying.
So I'm like, Rubio is they Iverson, they this and that. I'm like, but in China, they gonna love you just for you. There's no other Chinese Iverson. There's no Chinese Shammgod. There's no Chinese Steph.
Bone collector out there right now doing something totally different,
so
man.
it's like,
sheesh.
So what people don't understand is, then Steph went out there, you know, and then of course the rest is what it is. What people don't understand, I'm the first person to tell them that.
You put a lot of people on the stuff, man.
I'm the first
whether they say it or they don't.
I'm the first person to tell them that in LA. I was like, yo, I'm telling you, you should go to China, bro. Like, I'm telling you, China is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So, like, people might don't want to admit it. You know, that's my dude, love him to death. You know what I'm saying? And what he doing out there is amazing.
Amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
I was talking to, you know, I interviewed Cam recently.
Yeah,
I spoke to him about,
Yeah.
you know, I put up a post, a picture of you and you, Steph, Kareem, and Rafe.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know,
and
I wanted to see what it was like with the 2-on-2, you know, because all you guys had a name, all you guys made sure that New York City was on a certain level.
Yeah.
So, long story short, you know, I asked Cam about it, and Cam was like, you know, you was the only person out of that picture that he felt like was either on his level or gave him a problem. What did you think about, you know, stuff like that? Y'all guys growing up, y'all guys all having different names, y'all all, you know, being who y'all are. Could you just give the fans a little bit of insight of what that was like growing up with those different caliber names and players and people? You know, from your mouth, because I heard it from theirs in their interview.
Definitely. It's like, what people don't understand is like New York is built on competition.
Facts.
So the thing that people always get misconstrued is competition with beef.
I got you. I see.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I've always been one of those players that never got caught up in beef
at all.
Like, I always liked competition, and I always had respect for basketball and for the people, to always be able to give people their props and their credit. Like, I don't really care about it. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you know, one man's opinion is somebody else's different opinion.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So growing up, it's always like even like with Steph, me, Cam, like it used to be at one point where it was like, not that you don't like the other person, but it's like when you get around the other person, it's like lightweight shade. Like, and it's not shade on purpose. It's
I see what you're saying.
It's just that's how you built. Like, you walk in the gym, you see somebody, you working out, and they working out, you like, you know what, I ain't working out today. I'll work out, I'll come back when they not here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whereas other states, you know what I'm saying, to go on it where like other states like Seattle, they embrace that.
Facts.
So like, when I went up there to work out IT, Nate Robinson there, you know, Deontay Murray, you know, all of them is there working out in the same gym, pushing each other to get better.
All of them.
When you're in New York, it's more of like, yo, nah, I'm making sure you ain't as good as me. You know what I'm saying? So it breeds this, clashing. Because it's like, oh, if I'm working on my handle every day and Cam come in the park, oh, I just stopped working on my handle.
Wow.
Because I don't want him to see, then I don't want him to work on his handle.
I see what you're saying.
So it just clashed. So like, if A Butta in here shooting 100 jumpers and all that, and I come in here, I'm like, nah, I ain't working out with no A Butta. I'm going over here and do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Instead of us always pushing each other to get better, we kind of like, yo, nah, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So the competition is so hard because we all great at what we do, but we all great in different aspects.
Facts. I see what you're saying.
Like growing up with Cam, I couldn't tell you right now what Cam was good at. But I could tell you Cam getting 20.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you be like, yo, do Cam got a crazy handle? No. And you like Cam got the crazy jumper? No.
I see what you're saying.
But you like, yo, Cam get it done.
He gonna get it done. I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, if you say, oh, Sham got the crazy handle. If you say Steph, you be like, oh, Steph got the crazy jumper. He shooting from out here. He got crazy hops. Stuff like that. So everybody was great in their own way.
But it was always going to be competitive no matter what because it's from New York.
Because you from New York. It's just
New York
like,
is a competitive state, period.
Yeah, it's just like you could be the dude on the corner that rap, and you be like, man, I'm better than Jay-Z.
I'm quite sure Puff Daddy or Jay-Z or them probably think they got the most money, but those guys on Wall Street is killing them.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, that's just the city.
No, so exactly. So it's like, in New York, you always breathe with the mind like, yo, if I
gotta be the best.
If I do what I'm supposed to do, I can do exactly what he's doing.
I see what you're saying. I see.
And that's true if you do the right step.
If you do the right
So
thing.
like at one point, Jay was here, Puff was here. So Jay looking at Puff like, what? I can do that. I'm gonna get there. At one point, Russell Simmons was there, and Puff was looking at Russell Simmons like, what? I could do that. He balling, I could ball. So now Puff and Jay both there.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So it takes, but it takes you to meet the right people in your life.
That's key right there. That's key right there.
And that's what people don't understand. You know, like God bless the dead, like Ali Mo. Like Ali Mo and Rafe both was playing street ball together at the same time. The same summer, they both was getting recruited to college.
Legendary stories for y'all.
They both was getting
knows.
They both was getting recruited to college. The only difference between Al and Rafe, God bless the dead, is Rafe always had Ron LeClario.
Okay.
And Ron LeClario, you know, if people don't know, he's the coach of Cardozo. You know,
I did his interview. I'm put his out
yeah,
soon.
you know what I'm saying? You know, of course, you know, he's highly connected to everybody. So he always was that person in Rafe's ear. Like, no, you need to do this, you need to do that. He always connected him to this person, that person.
Wow.
Well, Al never had the person that got him over the hump.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
do you think that our community, our city lacks that? I mean, because like listening to you earlier, you saying that they're out there, the Kev Jacksons, there are people out there. But right now, I feel like our city lacking that.
The problem is, it's the city, but it's not mostly the city. It's how we grow up.
Okay.
So we grow up not trusting. You know what I'm saying? That's just how we built. We built not trusting. Like, this dude is on an angle, this dude is on an angle. But the point I focus on, stop worrying about not trusting. Just worrying about the person getting it done. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, like key thing, like every week I go on YouTube, and this been since high school. People never notice about me. Every week I go on YouTube, and I pick out an interview every week to watch. Whether it's Farrakhan, whether it's Jay-Z, whether it's like T.I., whether it's anybody, Puff. And I just watch an interview. Not about people talking about money and all that. Just talking about how they think. Like, I watch it, to this day, every week I watch an interview. Like, I just watched Kevin Hart interview on The Breakfast Club. And just watch how he think. Because if you listen to people that's great at something, they don't gotta be great at what you're great at, but just great at something.
They giving you something.
If you look at the interviewer, all of them at some point in the interview think just alike. And those are the keys you wanna have. So the problem with us here in the city is like, I could come to somebody right now, out of all the stuff I did right now, I could come to a kid right now in the 9th grade. And he coming from the same home I come from, single parent, this and that. And I'm like, yo, you should do like this, you should do like that, you should do like this. and I leave. He'll be like, oh, okay, cool, and I leave. He'll listen to the person that he see every day. The person that he see every day.
We getting somewhere.
So then, because I'm gone, like now, you know, that everybody know I'm with the Mavs.
That's right.
So the hardest part for me now is, how can I embrace the community without being here all the time? Because every time I come back, what you gotta do is, you gotta deprogram the person all over again.
Ooh, I see what you're saying.
So then when you gotta deprogram the person, a person that get out the community, you know what they say? Yo, I ain't got time to keep coming back saying the same thing. So now you get frustrated.
Talk to him, God.
Because it's like, every day you deprogram somebody. And then because the way social media is built up now, you talk to so many people, you're getting so much information. So now, even when your parent telling you do this, you got somebody on Instagram, nah, B, he hating. He hating, man, why you listening to him? So now what you do is you hear so much, you start listening to him. Because he's just telling you everything you want to hear. But this person ain't doing nothing for you.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like
listen
me.
to him, y'all. He telling you something, man. He's schooling us.
Like I try to tell people, even handlers, and I hope like people that try to be handlers listen to this interview. If you're a handler, be a handler. That's cool. But make sure the person get where he's trying to go. Don't be a handler and the person don't become what they're trying to be, because you out here, you taking so much first. And that's the problem. Like, somebody give you 100,000 right now and say, yo, hey brother, like, let's invest this, we're gonna go to the top. The next person that's next to you, like, you know what?
I know where you go with this.
Hey, Butta might not get to the million. So let me take my 20,000 now. So now by him taking the 20,000, the rest crumble. Because that's why now, and that's what taught me, all the stuff with the draft taught me now. You know what I mean? People try to ask me to be my agent, like for coaching and stuff, because they see everything. So the first thing, even when I talk to people, the first thing I talk to people, and I listen, and I'll be like, okay, so how much you think I could get? And I listen to the number. If their number don't match my number, I'll be like, there's no way I can do business with you. Because you ain't do enough homework that you believe in me enough. So if your vision is not my vision in me, then therefore, whatever come first, you gonna take.
Talk to him, God. Talk
you know what
to
I'm
him.
saying? And like I said, like,
this is education for y'all.
And like I said, if you listen to every great person, no matter what, that's how you think. Like, if you listen to 50 Cent, when 50 Cent first started, he went to, I listened to an interview, he went to Sony. Sony offered him 500,000. Tony Yayo was like, yo, you need to take that. We ain't getting more than that. You need to take that. 50 was like, nah, I don't want that. Because in his mind, his set price, 50's set price was, he was like, yo, I'm not signing with nobody unless I get $1 million up front. He went to Bad Boy and them. Puffin him over like 450. He went somewhere else, they said 750. So Tony Yayo was like, 750, 750, yo, that's it. He like, nah, I'm not doing that. He went to Eminem. Eminem said, yo, I'll give you $1 million cash up front. He gave him $1 million cash. He's never been the same. The problem with us is
he stuck to his number though.
The problem with us is the way we built now, because we so infatuated with attention, and that's what people don't understand. Money is not the root of all evil. Attention is.
Y'all heard that?
Understand.
New hashtag,
you know
money. It's not the root of all evil.
You know
Attention is.
So it's like, what happened is, when people always, you know, because like, with social media, it made us like females.
So guys like, putting up selfies.
So like, if people ain't saying you the best thing in the club, you don't want to be bothered with them.
I got you.
So if they ain't like, yo, Sham, you the greatest. Hey, buddy, you the greatest. 9 times out of 10, you like, man, I'm off him.
Yeah, man. I see what you're
By
saying.
him giving you constructive criticism, like, yo, you need to get better, because he's trying to help you become great. And that's the key. Like, you know what's the worst thing in the world? Wasted potential. So that's why when people see me do player development, they be like, Sham, you go so hard. And I'll be like, you know why? Because my job is to make sure you reach your potential.
Your potential.
Because you know why? When I came out, I didn't have somebody with me. You know who had that? Steph had that. He had 3 brothers. That was nice. Only difference between me and Steph's success, he had 3 brothers that failed before him. So he wasn't letting him fail. I was the big brother. So everything I learned was on the fly.
I see what you're saying.
So that's why I refuse. Anybody that I ever work with now, I refuse to let them fail. And that's my mentality. It's not about money. It's like, yo, I refuse to let you fail because if I don't let you fail, the money come. Because one thing, if you do something great for free, the world will pay you for it. And that's what people don't understand. Just try to be great at something. Stop worrying about trying to be a jack of all trades. Like you want to do, this week you want to do advertising, next week you want to do this, next week you want to do that. It's like, bro, just be great at something.
Facts.
The only thing that make me stand out from, yo, you know how many people that been in the NBA 10 years, 12 years, that nobody talk about? You know,
That's
people I looked up to.
I was about to say it's a lot.
And I wouldn't even say their name because I don't do all that, but it's like people that have been all-stars. That if I walk in the arena, they walk in the arena, the kids be like, yo, is that Shammgod?
Okay.
I can't believe that Shammgod. But you know why? 1, because of my name. 2, because I was great at something. You know what I mean? People don't become great. You know how hard it is to become great at something? For somebody to say, yo, he's the best ever to do this. You know what I'm saying? For me to be mentioning with Marcus Haynes and these people that's dead and gone. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, yo, he the best dribbler of our generation. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, things like that. You know how much that means? You know what I'm saying? The different, like Prince is great, God bless his dad. The difference between Prince and Michael Jackson was the greatest. The greatest.
I see what you're saying.
It's hard to be the greatest at something. That's because everybody's trying to be a jack of all trades.
What gave you the drive or the mental to want to be able to be a player development coach? You know, now that you're at Dallas, you know what I'm saying, and you're doing that, what motivated you to do? I know it's always been in you because that's something that you did, but I'm just curious, how did that?
But I tell people, like the more people want me to work them out and do all this stuff and things like that. What people don't understand about me, the only way I became great at dribbling is because I have an addictive personality.
Congratulations, by the way, because that's a beautiful, that's something that fits you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and what people don't understand is when you have an addictive personality, you have to be in the right environment. Because if you're not in the right environment, it could go absolutely wrong.
Yo, can you say that for us one more time? Because I'm using that for myself. I need that for myself. Say it again.
So like when you have an addictive personality, you have to be in the right environments. You know what I'm saying? So like me, I don't do stuff. I rarely do stuff new. So like since high school, you know, as you know, like I don't drink, I don't smoke.
At all.
So the reason why I don't do that is because I have the means. I make money, I have the means to do it all the time.
A lot. I see what you're saying.
And with my personality, if I like something, I want to do it all the time. So I just happen to have good habits, where it's like basketball, work ethic. It's like here go a perfect scenario. When I got to Dallas, right? When I got to Dallas, so when I first got to Dallas, you know, because I'm a person that people don't understand this. Everybody needs this, but everybody don't do this. I'm a person that I take constructive criticism.
Okay.
So when I got to Dallas, I said,
this is education. I need this. We need this.
I got to Dallas, I said, because I didn't reach one of my goals. Like I make goals. So to take you back, when I first stopped playing, everybody's like, man, what you gonna do now? You know, when you come from the hood, everybody counts you out until you show them something. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell people, you can't take things personal.
That's right.
That's just the environment you in.
That's right.
So when I first got finished playing, everybody like, oh, what you gonna do now? So, and not to put nobody's names out there, but me growing up here, I used to always see street ball players that I looked up to. And the worst thing that people don't understand is the worst insult you could ever get. Cause like I got a master's degree. I got a master's degree in leadership.
I was about to say you went back to school,
man.
Yeah,
so I got a master's degree in
baby.
leadership. So words mean everything to me. So it's like when you talk to somebody,
which is another accomplishment I want to say, man. I appreciate that. So it's like that's huge,
it's like when you talk to somebody and they say, "Oh yeah, I understand, but,"
There's always something after that but.
So that means you really don't understand because it should be no but.
That but goes back to their personal belief.
Or it's like when somebody say, don't take this the wrong way. So that's like when somebody say, don't take this the wrong way, I say, give it to me right then. Because usually somebody say, don't take this the wrong way, they're going to say something
getting ready
crazy.
to go there.
Yeah. So what people don't understand is, I always like big on words. So like I used to see people that I used to think was great, like street ball players, whatever, and they'd be like, remember he used to be, or remember he used to be this, or he used to be that.
He wasn't trying to be in that.
That's an insult.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? That's an insult. Because like, when you see Dr. J, nobody say used to be nothing. When you see Dr. J, they say, yo, there go Dr. J. You see Jordan, there go Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I can name all legends that's not doing so good. And you be like, remember he used to be, what's the name? He's still the same person. So I never wanted to come back to Harlem and they be like, oh, remember he used to be, but now he's doing this. Like, doing something that don't fit him at all.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can always come back to the community and say, all right, I want to do this and do that.
That's a Harlem mentality.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk to him, share.
But it's like, I don't want to be nothing that don't fit me.
That's right.
So I always said, like, when I got finished playing, they like, oh, what he going to do now? Oh, I bet you he's just going to be in the hood telling war stories. Or show up to the local tournaments and be like, telling the kids what to do because he did this and that. And I'm like, no, why should I tell the kids what to do when I can show them what to do? Still. I don't have to be in the NBA 20 years to show somebody what to do. So when I went to Providence, I just spoke it into existence. When I went to Providence, I ain't meet with the coach at all. Everybody like, what you gonna do at Providence? I said, oh, when I get up there, I'm a coach.
I was about to say, you was the assistant coach up there?
They like, what you gonna do? I'm like, I'm a coach. They're like,
oh, huge accomplishment.
They're like, you spoke to the coach? I'm like, no. They're like, how you know you're gonna coach? I said, because I know me. I'm a coach.
You heard him? He know him.
So then when, people was like, oh, what you gonna do after Providence? I was like, nah, I'm gonna be in Providence for 5 years and I'm gonna go to the NBA. Everybody's like, oh, you crazy. Like, what are you talking about? I said, yeah, in 5 years I'll be in the NBA. I got to the NBA in 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Because I know my drive, I know my work. And I know the only thing I have to do, and that's what most of us, just put yourself in the environment. The steps gonna walk themselves.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do much. You know what I'm saying? Like you always talk, when you play, you always talk a lot, talk trash, this, and that.
I stayed in my lane.
Yeah. So now you get on here, only thing you have to do is get the right people with you, stay positive.
Because before when I was talking negative, but I was on the court. You know what I mean?
Don't let people change you from what you do.
That's right.
Because you gotta understand, like you're
because this gonna come out naturally. Like you talking and you certain things you said already, it comes out naturally, but you feel like you could say certain things because it's me. You know, I'm person. You know what I mean?
What like people don't understand is, my whole life people been asking me to show them how to dribble. So whether I knew it or not, my whole life was being set up to be player development.
To be a developer, period.
Not for me to be a 10-year All-Star.
I see what you're saying.
It's just how you look at things. You can look at things and be mad, or you can look at things and say, you know what, this is my calling.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You play ball to get to a certain point to use your biggest gift. That's just to talk to the world.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at people like Charles Barkley used to talk trash. Now, he's probably one of the greatest speakers on TV.
Whether they like him or they don't.
Whether they like him or not. So, you know what I'm saying? But if you look at it positive instead of negative,
that's right.
You could be bigger than what you was playing.
That's true.
And at the end of the day, that's all you want to be.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Because nobody remember the dude that played 20 years in the NBA and go broke and on drugs.
Say it one more time, Godbody.
Nobody remember the NBA player that played 12 years and go broke and be on drugs.
They don't remember those, you heard?
The only people remember is successful people. Period. I don't care what line of work you in.
Whatever line.
It's all about being successful. You know what I'm saying? And the more we try to uplift each other, that's the only way it's gonna work. It's just like kids now, I try to tell them, like, this is how you do player development, this is how you do this is how you do that. You know what I'm saying? Your goal is to be as big as you are and then bring another dude that's on the streets that's like, yo, you can get on a talk show, this is how you do it, this is how you do it, and then not just telling them, they see how you doing. They like, man, hey, Butta did that. I could do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to be like, nah, you can't do that because I do.
Uplifting
like
to
it's just for
else.
you to be like, yeah, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like anytime I have ever talked to you in the past or anybody,
always try to uplift
it's always
me.
positive.
You always
It's always like, yo, do this. Don't let nobody tell you can't do this. Do this, do that. Because like, yo, the world gonna give you enough negativity. Everybody that's in your circle,
I remember
they,
you used
they
to tell
not,
me stay strong.
Yeah, if everybody in your circle, keep people around you that's positive. Even if you feel they over-exaggerate. So what? I need you to hype me. I need that. Even
Keep
if you
them
like,
high.
oh, he blowing smoke, so what? Because you can't do nothing if you don't feel good.
I see. That's
You know
key
what I'm
right
saying?
there.
You can't do nothing if you don't feel good. And that's what Harlem taught me, and that's what the world has taught me, like traveling and things like that, being in China, being by myself. Because when you be by yourself, you have to get to know yourself, to love yourself. Half the time people don't understand, people don't love themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's like now. When I first went to Dallas, I was like, I asked the coach, I was like, how do I become a coach? Period. I was like, player development is good, but I don't want to dribble at 50. And that's what I mean by setting goals. I don't want to dribble at 50. I don't want to be on the court showing you stuff at 50 and 55. Who wants to do that?
That's true.
So now because I'm good at what I'm doing now, I take that, and in the process of that, I learn how to do this. So the first thing coach told me, and anybody else would take this crazy because, you know, this is a white man telling you this. So I'm like, what do I need to do to coach? And he's like, the first thing you need to do is lose weight.
Wow.
I'm like, wow. Like, whoa.
That was the first thing.
Like, that's kind of personal. Like, that's like, whoa. No, that's how you take it. I'm like, whoa. But he's telling me the facts. He's like, yo, you need to lose weight. I'm like, okay. So now I'm just looking around the NBA, looking at the coaches and stuff. I'm like, okay. I'm seeing how even the NBA players, like you look at NBA players, they all slim, fit, this and that. So now I'm looking at doing player development. You know, I'm doing player development. I'm like, at this point, I'm like 261.
Sheesh.
I should be a running back. I should be a defensive end. I still could dribble and all that, showing people how to dribble. But I had to put it in my perspective. If I saw somebody 260 trying to show me how to dribble when I was young, I'd be like, what the hell is he doing? You got this big dude showing me how to dribble? Like, he looks stupid.
See what you're saying?
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not thinking like that because I'm Shammgod. I'm like, oh, you know. And then I'm still moving fine, so I'm like, it ain't nothing. So then I said, okay. So I got with the trainer. So then we was doing this weight loss challenge. So then with the team bet. The team was like, I bet you can't lose 15 pounds by the end of the season. So the end of the season, April 12th. The challenge was the day before Valentine's Day, February 13th.
Wow.
So it's roughly 2 months.
3 months.
Yeah. So I'm like, y'all crazy. Now at this point, I'm just doing play. I'm not balling or nothing. You know, like I said, I had knee surgery, so only much I could do is like half court stuff. So I get with the trainer give me this workout plan. He like, yo, get on the treadmill, put the incline on level 7, put the speed on 5.5, jog, you know, so I'm like, he's like, do 30 minutes. I'm like, cool. So I do 30 minutes the first time, I'm like, man, it's tough. So I'm like, cool. So now every day I'm doing it. And like I said, now I have addictive personality. So now my personality kicking. So I see a little weight loss. So now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put it on level 10. I'm gonna do 5.5 running. So now I'm running uphill. So now I'm watching tape. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start bringing my iPad to the gym, put it on the treadmill. I'm gonna watch the game. So now I'm watching games that other people we gonna play. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna watch the whole first half on the treadmill. So I'm watching the whole first half. First day I get off the treadmill, it's 90 minutes. So I'm like, oh, I did 90 minutes? Oh, this is all right. So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna keep bring the computer, bring the iPad, watch again. So, and now I'm up to 115 minutes. So now, like, the weight is just coming off. I'm not even paying no mind, it's coming off. So now I'm like, you know what? I'm doing 90 minutes every day now. So now we get to April 12th, the end of the season. Everybody had to weigh in. I lose 26 pounds. So of course the team is like, yo, that's crazy, you lost 26 pounds. So now I go from 261 to, I weigh in at, I was 26, I weighed in, it was like 220 something, 230 something. Yeah, 230 something. So now I win the bet. So they, each player give you $1,000.
Okay.
So so now, I'm happy. Like, cool. This is a quick, this is a quick 7,000, whatever. So we cool. But because the way my personality is set up, now the next day, it's over. So next day I get up, I'm like, damn, I need to go to the gym. So now I go to the gym. So everybody come in, Harrison Barnes, and they laugh and they like, yo, the bet is off. So mind you, every day I'm running with sweatsuit on. I got a sweatsuit on, 2 t-shirts. This is how I'm working out every day. So now they like, yo, you beastin'. So now I just weighed in yesterday. Now I'm at 205.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying? So every day. So then what happened is I start posting on Instagram, me running. So now everybody start hitting me up, like other people. Like, man, I've been meaning to work out. Like, yo, you're an inspiration. Like people from other countries, like obese, this and that. And that's what I want people to understand. You can inspire people in so many ways.
That's right.
But by doing positive stuff,
That's
like
right.
it'll come off so good. And like what people don't understand, everybody need to support what you're doing because it's positive. And everybody need to come on here and tell their story because they never know when their story is gonna impact somebody else.
That's how I looked at it, God.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why when you was first telling me about it, I'm like, yeah, you should do it because like this right here can impact way more than anything else. You know what I'm saying? And for people that's watching, whether it's Nike, whether it's Under Armour, whether it's Adidas, whether it's anybody, they all should be trying to sponsor you and just trying to give back. And like the way you just did this right here is great. You should be doing this at the games, at the local games, and interviewing the young kids that's coming off, and because it'll help them learn how to interview.
I'm just getting started. I see what you're saying.
It'll help them learn how to interview, and it'll help them bring their brand out. Like Isaiah Washington sitting here talking about Jelly Fam and stuff like that, and he'd be the first person. Because like, believe it or not, when me and Steph was in high school, Stephen A. started off not even as far as you started off. Like you're light years ahead of him at the same point. So your job is to see, like, if I'm light year ahead of him, imagine where I could go. You know what I'm saying? That's like me when I look at player development. I'm like, yeah, I'm player development, but I'm also Shammgod. So I'm like, I should take what the best player development person is doing, and I should be able to take it to the extra way.
Facts.
Because I'm still Shammgod.
Facts.
And I'm not a person that learned how to teach people, this is who I am.
That's natural.
So it's like, when I'm teaching you how to dribble, I'm teaching you this is what I am. I didn't watch YouTube and see somebody dribbling and say, all right, I'm gonna show you what they drills. Anything I show you is natural.
See.
You know what I'm saying? Anything you doing right now is natural.
That's
you
true.
didn't look at Skip Bayless and say, this is what they doing, so I'm gonna do exactly what they doing.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So when you do stuff natural, there's no limit. Because everything you're doing, and that's why when people say, man, how you get people so much better? I say, you know why? Because when they work with me, the thing I'm showing them, this is the first time they getting it.
I see what you're saying. I see
So
that.
when it's the first time you getting something, I don't care if it's something bad, good, or whatever. When it's the first time you getting something and you like it, what happens? You go crazy.
That's right.
That's why I don't promote nothing negative. Because like, even whether it's drugs, anything, like if people understand any negative situation, you should always be able to see something that's great in it.
It's always a positive and a negative.
That's why a person like Jay-Z that hustles, a person like 50 Cent that hustles, it's easy for them to jump in the corporate world. Because yeah, they was doing something negative at a time, but once they turned that negative to positive, and they use the same hustle,
Everything changed.
everything goes sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? So like that's why I try to tell people, like, if you look at a person selling drugs, when you give a person a drug for the first time, the
Sky's the limit. That's what they thinking.
The person is hooked. So if you give a person a first pair of shoes, first pair of Jordans at time, or like when Kanye come out with the Yeezys, the first pair of Yeezys you got, it's like, whoa. Or like when you make money, you buy that first car. You like, man, this is it. So when I teach people how to dribble and do stuff, it's the first time they getting it. So I'm already winning because they going extra hard.
That's true.
You know, cause like I'm a dribbler, so like when I grow up, if you take me in the gym and you show me a drill that I've seen on YouTube 100 times, I'm like, this dude's stealing they drills. You understand? So the push, my effort is a little bit different because I'm like, this dude, he taking somebody else's workout and showing me their workout.
That is true. You already know you're putting it together.
Yeah, because it's just like, and that's how we build. Because it's just like, if somebody bring their kid to me, I could say, the father could say, go between your legs like this. I could say the same exact thing. But because I'm Shammgod, the kid gonna be like, he gonna go hard.
That's true.
And then, you know how many parents I have to sit and be like, yo, I was telling him that, and he was not doing it like that.
You're not Shammgod.
Yeah, because the kid is trying to impress me.
Different.
So the kid is going harder.
It's different.
So like when people come speak to you, they like, yo, just like you said, I knew you forever. So what I might say to another interview that I'm gonna say to you is totally different.
Totally different.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's trust, and I know you forever.
And I felt that.
So yeah, so it's like those type of things is what make us great.
One thing I wanted to ask you right before we get like to the ending of the show, could you let the people know about your camp, your tournament, the things that you're doing? I really want the people to know what it is that you're bringing to the city and for the kids and the next generation. That's valuable on this platform for me, because I need them to know that there are people out here that has been through things, that knows things, and that they're coming back to do things to make sure that the next generation have good people to follow, not bosses. I'm talking about leaders. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Nah, like what I'm trying to do is, and I want people all involved, like, cause like even with the tournament at Millbank, you know, it's the first year of the God Shammgod tournament, and every year it's gonna get better. Like I'm gonna do clinics, whether it's in 45th, whether it's in Millbank. Like I want people to know I'm not here to be replacing people like Mousy, Bingo, and them, because they all great. And they all gonna be a part of the stuff that I'm trying to do, because I'm all for everybody working together. I'm not trying to be, oh, this tournament's better, my tournament's better than their tournaments. I want you to go to this tournament, that tournament. But the only thing I'm trying to do with anything I do is, I'm trying to have all the kids and the parents that's involved to show them that the way the game is going now, parents could be their kids' own agents. You know what I'm saying? Like,
talk to them.
Like I'm gonna bring agents in the community to be a part of my thing. Yeah, they're gonna be looking at their kid, but like I tell every agent, you want to talk to a kid that's a part of anything of mine, you gotta teach their parent.
School their parent.
How to be an agent.
I see what you're saying.
You gotta teach their parent how to be an agent, and if the parent still wants you to be an agent, then that's cool. But you gotta be able to teach a parent how to manage their kid.
Ah, I got you.
So if you're their agent, then the parent is their manager. You know what I'm saying? I want them to learn that skill development is so important.
It is.
So the kids can take the street game, put it in the regular game to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? We so used to letting people come in and take out. You know what I'm saying? What people understand, that's why I signed, you know, that's why I signed with Roc Nation. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to that.
Like that's why I signed with Roc Nation,
moves.
because you know it's black owned and it's about people doing the right thing and trying to give back to our community and trying to uplift. So like next summer, I'm gonna have so many camps. I'm gonna have so many people come speak. I'm gonna have so many people come, like people from Roc Nation come talk to the community about uplifting, about empowering,
That's right.
you know, each other.
We ain't been having that.
Things like that, because what people understand, we already have the magic.
We already got it. Talk to them, Sham.
We give everybody else our magic. We already have the magic.
We put everybody else on.
We already have the magic right here in the community. That's why all these brands and stuff want to do stuff with us. You know what I'm saying? But we got to understand.
We got to educate ourselves.
We got to understand to be partners with these people, work hand in hand with these people, and don't think that everybody's trying to get over.
That's right. That's key. That's key.
You know what I'm saying? And when it's big companies like Nike and stuff like that, like, stop letting people tell you you don't need a Nike or you don't need this. That's false. That's force. Like, you could be great by yourself, but you got to be a part of something that's great to make you greater.
That's
you know what
key.
I'm saying? And that's what people understand. Like me signing with Roc Nation, all the jewels I get from Jay-Z, shout out to OG Juan, you know what I'm saying? OG Juan basically raised me, you know what I'm saying, from the street tournaments, Flavor Unit 55th, stuff like that. But you have to understand, these people can make you greater.
If you give them a chance.
You just gotta give them a chance. You don't always try to be the smartest person in the room.
That's right.
Then you need to get out that room.
You heard him? You need to get out that room.
You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z have conversations with Warren Buffett, stuff like this. Everybody can make everybody great.
It comes the way it comes, right?
It comes the way it comes, man.
God body. Hey man, you got anything that you want to tell? Like, can you let them know the website or your Instagram and things of that nature?
Nah, definitely.
I need the people to follow you.
It's God Shammgod, you know, Instagram, God Shammgod 12. You know what I'm saying? Look up my man Butta. You know what I'm saying? Street first. Watch what he's doing. Keep supporting his movement. You know what I'm saying? He's for the community. He's for the street ball players. The people that made it ain't make it. You know what I'm saying? You always got a home here to talk basketball, talk about your life, and get your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Like Roc Nation said, you know what I'm saying? Greatness is a process, so always remember that.
Y'all make sure y'all follow Streets First Podcast.
Exactly.
Y'all make sure y'all follow Streets First Podcast on Instagram. Y'all make sure y'all follow Streets First Podcast on Twitter at Streets First PC. Y'all make sure y'all follow Streets First Podcast on Facebook. Y'all can subscribe to us. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Y'all can subscribe to us on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Many more to come. I've been sitting out here 45th Lenox Avenue. I went remote. Came and got Harlem's best, Harlem's finest. Shammgod, God Body. Y'all already know, man. It's your boy, Butta, and it's a wrap.
Yeah.